is January 30th, 2026. It is 2:14 a.m. So I took some time to put a list together. There's really not that much going on, with the exception of something that PHarry regarding Okavango River, and some random tweets that I find regarding as ever. I sort of put, but the majority of things that's going on Twitter, at least on my timeline, is talking about U.S. politics. If you live overseas and you see what's going on in the U.S., it's crazy. Okay, so a lot of people are talking about what ICE is doing. So I put one, only one, so many, but I picked one that sort of explain some of the things that's going on. Like in Georgia, I think this making reference to Georgia, and there's a couple tweets regarding Prince Harry, and I saw some squad posted some stuff regarding as ever, so I put that. And there's one video that I saw regarding Beckham. I know I've said in past videos I'm not going to talk about them, but each time, it's like almost every day I'm seeing people putting videos out talking about them, and I'm learning something new. So that particular tweet that I put regarding the Beckham, I thought I shared with you, but I'm not going to go too deep into it. So I thought you might learn something regarding the debacle that's going on. For me, I felt like it was a fake thing that was going on, but maybe it's deeper than that. These are people I don't follow, but I know of. But every other day I'm coming across things that I'm learning from them, about them. Okay, so let's go straight to it. This is my back end. Look at this. From yesterday to today's video, the estimate never changed. So some of these videos I put, some lion videos, it's near the end. So this is the first tweet. This is the only thing I have here that's talking about politics. Okay, some of you don't want to hear about politics, but that's the only thing I have in this video regarding politics. Okay, this is why they are breaking into the Fulton County election offices. The only thing that I have to say here, for me, I felt like no matter what Trump does, the people, if their minds are like living in reality and they see what Trump is trying to do, taking away their rights, it doesn't matter what he does right now in terms of with the election, unless there's a magic button that he could press, Trump that is, and overturn, change everybody's vote. That's the only thing I would be concerned about. But if you go in the voting booth, you see what's going on. People should vote against it. So if they don't vote against it, I mean, they're willing to give up their right. What can I say? It's just the sad reality of it is that I am living part of this nonsense that these people are choosing. Okay? So let's listen to this guy. It's 1 minute and 45 seconds, and that'll be it, okay? And then I'll go to the next tweet.
So this is what Donald Trump and his people are doing. They know that the midterms are going to be absolutely disastrous for them. They've known this for a long time. Remember, we recently found out that Ted Cruz was arguing with Trump in the Oval Office, saying that they are going to get destroyed and he's going to get impeached. And just a few days ago, when Pam Bondi wrote a letter to Tim Walz saying that they could pull ICE out of Minnesota if he hands over all of their private voter information, we found out that that's what their ultimate goal was, to terrorize the state, to hand over voter rolls. But they failed. Tim Walz and the Secretary of State in Minnesota said no. So now Trump and his people are moving on to other places. Today, they raided a Georgia election office on suspicion of malfeasance for 2020. You know, the thing they lost over 60 court cases about, and even Rudy Giuliani said they weren't alleging fraud. You know, the situation where Trump's own cybersecurity expert at the White House at the time said it was the safest and most secure election we've ever had. But now, Trump's corrupt FBI is just raiding offices in Georgia to try to somehow claim that 2020 was fraudulent, with absolutely no evidence, no nothing. Because Trump's regime's ultimate goal is to try to control the state-run elections. Because they know that for the midterms, Elon is not going to be able to help them. We need to raise a massive stink about this, because this is a continuation of the big lie. They know they are already losing their own supporters, so they figure they can try to throw some new red meat and try to spark old flames. And we need a shit ton of lawyers filing lawsuits against them for doing this. Because as we've seen, this is a different monster. Trump's FBI doesn't need any kind of evidence, any kind of probable cause, or anything. They need Trump's feelings and his orders to do so. Because once again, just like with everything else, their claims that Joe Biden was weaponizing the Justice Department was just more projection.
Okay, so that's that. Let's leave it as that. I don't know what to say anymore. For me, if you guys have been listening to some of my podcasts, none of you should be surprised. It's just a confirmation of things that I have said. That's all. I mean, I have thumbnails that I said, I think I have one where one day it will be just you or something like that, where, if you don't see what's happening, they're going to turn against you. And then one day you'll be the only one against them if you don't see it. And there's other things where I said we are at war, where just look at the thumbnails that I'm thinking about, live or die or something like that. What did I have it? Just look at the screen. You should not be surprised, okay? At the time when I said them, they sound ridiculous. I know. Sometimes when I listen, or some of you have questioned, or you put the timestamp, I will go back and listen to it. That will be the only time I listen back to some of my podcasts. I'm not going to spend time listening to myself again. But when you guys have question or comment, agree or disagree, you put the timestamp, I'll go back and listen to it. It does sound crazy when the facts are not there. This is why I usually say allegedly or in my humble opinion. You will see on top of my screen. Okay, I have in my humble opinion, I abbreviate it because, when you don't have proof, you just have to say, this is my feeling, this is what I think, this is what I see happening in my own little crazy world. And I don't know, I had the guts to actually share them with you because they sound ridiculous. But it was exactly what they were doing. They just don't spell it out to you. You read between the lines, you could see what's happening. Alright, so that's that with politics. I don't know if I'm going to mention it and other things, but this is the only video that I have regarding politics. I'm not even going to go in the comments. Alright, so this is what most squaddies are talking about right now regarding Prince Harry with Okavango River. This is not the first time Prince Harry talked about it. The very first time he spoke about it, probably 2020 or 2021. And some of my old videos you will see in the comment section, not comment section, and the description, I used to have some links. I recently removed them because there was a video that I did regarding the timestamps that I usually paste in the description that I needed more room, so I removed some of those links. But my old videos, you will see a links regarding Okavango. Let me go to, I'm gonna pause, go search for a random video just to get the link of the Okavango River thing that Harry was talking about in the past. Let me pause and go search for that. Actually, it's on PYTE. These are the links that I used to keep on my description. Okay, mining to profit African people. If a guy marks, these are some, I left these links there because occasionally I mention them on my videos, and in order for me not to forget where I found them, so I kept it in the description. Okay, let's say for instance this one, save the Okavango, like let's say, let me grab the link. I'll put it in this video. Oops, I'll put it in this video for you guys. There were two, I think. There's one where I think a company in Canada was trying to get a deal. You see, there it is here. I'll leave this link for you guys. You could check it out. Okay, so there's not too long ago, Harry was talking about Okavango River again because there was a company in Canada was trying to get permit with some country that near the Okavango River to drill for oil. They didn't even know there's oil, but they wanted to drill to find out if there's oil. And Harry was concerned about it because the Okavango, all this I'm learning through Harry. Okay, I never set foot in Africa. So Harry was worrying about the Okavango River because this is the river where animals around the area goes to get, their water, and many other living species around the area, including human, uses that river for things. So if the company in Canada were to get the permit, and I think it did went through, and I haven't followed it since then. If Harry doesn't mention, I would not know. Um, if they drill near the area, is gonna contaminate the river. Okay, that's how I know about it. Let me see if there's another link here, because I know it was twice. If a guy marked throwing party. Okay, this link is about, sometime I talk about it, where Charles is training Harry, not Harry, William, going to parties with the media and things like that. Okay, maybe this is it as well. Mining to profit African people. Maybe it's that one as well. So these are important links I didn't want to forget, so I put it in the description. Okay, so number 6 from all videos on PYTE. Save the Okavango. I think that was the first time Harry spoke about it. And this one, mining to profit Africa's people. I think that was one of them. Where's the copy? Let's open the link. There was something that's going on in Patagonia. Things I'm reading, I wasn't planning on sharing it here, but and Argentina. Okay, so this is this one from Community Education, Global Advocacy, Uganda Youth Leader. Did they change the thing? Africa. Okay, so there was something in this particular thing that was talking about the Okavango. Okay, I guess it's not. They probably changed the thing. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, especially this one, the Okavango River. I'll leave the link for you. So back on X. Okay, so Harry is talking about it now, or the squad thing Harry have done. I haven't really looked too deep into it. Okay, so let's see here. First tweet. Oh, Harry, there's the heart. What a lovely thing to do for such a special place. Okay, so there's some comments here. Let's go into this. Prince Harry writes foreword for National Geographic's new book, Okavango and the Source of Life. This paradise has been my second home for more than 25 years, a place to escape and be enveloped by nature's sheer magnificence. Like I've always said in past videos, whenever Harry Finnish does his royal duty when he was a working royal, he always go to Africa. So Harry knows Africa more than most African, because he travels a lot and he loves the continent itself. The new book written by Steve Boy is out March 3rd from National Geographic. Full excerpt here. Alright, so this is People magazine. Okay, so it's a couple of things here. I'll leave the link for you guys if you guys want to read it. You know what? Let's read it. Okay, so I might have part 1 and part 2. That wasn't my thing for me to read. Alright, so I want to learn more about it, so let me read it along with you. Prince Harry pens foreword to new National Geographic book, Okavango and the Source of Life. Okay, Prince Harry lends his voice to Steve Boy's new National Geographic book about the Okavango Delta, a place he calls his second home. So that was yesterday, the date. Alright, Prince Harry is speaking out in support of a region he considers his second home. The Duke of Sussex, 41, penned the foreword to the new book Okavango and the Source of Life by Steve Boy, out March 3rd from National Geographic, featuring more than 100 photos and the detailed map. The book follows the National Geographic explorer on expedition to the source of Africa's famed Okavango Delta, a sanctuary of biodiversity. The project highlights the work of the National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project, which aims to protect an ecosystem that supports the planet's largest elephant population, as well as lions, cheetahs, and hundreds of bird species. Prince Harry has long spoken about his deep connection to Africa. His first travel to the continent in 1997, shortly after the death of his mother, Princess Diana, and has returned many times in the years since, both privately and publicly. Quote, I feel more like myself there than anywhere else in the world, Harry has said of Africa. The Duke of Sussex is also a long-time supporter of the Halo Trust, the humanitarian organization dedicated to clearing landmines and remnant of war. The charity gained global attention in 1997 when Princess Diana walked through the active minefield in Hombo, Angola, a moment okay, this looks small. How many? Yep, it was small. My goodness. My eyes was fighting with the letters. Okay. A moment widely credited with advancing international effort to ban landmines. In 2019, Prince Harry honored his mother's legacy by retracing her steps during a visit to Angola, walking through a former minefield that has since been transformed into a thriving community. Harry returned to Angola in July 2025 to continue his advocacy work, visiting newly cleared sites. Harry has also shared Africa with his family. He and Meghan Markle traveled to Botswana together early in their relationship in 2016, returned to celebrate Meghan's 36th birthday in 2017, and later visited the continent on a royal tour with their son Prince Archie in 2019. Harry also chose a diamond from Botswana as the centerpiece of Meghan's engagement ring. Quote, Africa in my heart and Africa's in my soul, Prince Harry said at the April 2024 event focused on strategies for distributing capital to support the next generation in Southern Africa. This is something Harry have said many times with the amount of kids being born in Africa, he spoke about it, I think, in the Obama Foundation with Melody Hobson.
I want to ask you, you traveled the whole world in both your role, in your royal role. As you were going around the world, how did you get more focused on things that you cared about? I mean, we see a lot of pictures of you with children. You spent a year in Lesotho, yep. Right? And, bring that to life for us.
I get all of my passion, inspiration, and energy from young people. And that is from the ages of 6 or 7 in the Caribbean, when you get a 6-year-old turning around to you and telling you exactly how much damage your country and the developed world is causing them, all the way to 28, 30-year-olds who, at some point in their life, have already a better understanding of duty and service than I ever did at that age, because it's all about giving back. So yeah, I think that, look, lots of people say that, oh, your job of traveling the world is wonderful. Of course it's wonderful, but when we get sent to some countries, we don't always get to see the beautiful parts. We're always there trying to deal with some of the issues, but also doing everything we can to bring people together to make change, to make positive change. And it's an absolute joy and a privilege to meet the younger generation of change makers across the world who genuinely believe in the fact that they, as a single person and as a group and as a community and as a nation, not only can change their country, but can change the world as well. And that is what keeps me going on a day-to-day basis.
So when a 6-year-old says to you that your country is ruining theirs, what do you do or say?
Agree with them slightly. Look, we all know the issues that are out there, with the climate and the environmental issues. And I don't want to say it's refreshing, but it is nice to know that kids that young have an appreciation and understanding greater than some of the people who have been on this planet for 60, 70 years. So I think without question, I've been a pessimist many times because of the work that we end up doing. You can be surrounded by negativity sometimes. But as I said just now, the younger generation of the world has turned me into an optimist, because they are the best connected, the most passionate generation that I think that we've ever had. And what we need to do is be able to create a platform so that they can be heard, because they have the solutions to some of the world's biggest problems.
I was actually going to ask you that, because my sense would be that you've seen a lot of things up close. So you've seen miracles and you've seen great sadness. I mean, you go to a famine. Most of us read about one. And so you can see some things that perhaps none of us could really understand the scale or the breadth of the devastation up close. And you're saying that young people are the ones that keep you motivated to do this work. Why do you think young people are often so underestimated by society? Why do you think that 6-year-old voice or that 10-year-old voice or that 15-year-old voice is not treated the same way as that 60-year-old voice?
Because that's the way it's always been, before social media, before internet, before the way that everybody was connected in a positive way. It was always presumed, this is my take on it, which may be very wrong, but I think the presumption was always the longer you spend on this planet, the more experience and the more knowledge that you have. Fine, I think we all agree that the longer you're around for, the more experience you have. But what kind of a work?
I first went there when I was 12, 13 years old, and after so many years, I wanted to give back to it because it had given me so much, he continues. The vast open space, the culture, the community, the people, the wildlife, just the freedom was a huge piece of why I love Africa so much. Below, people shares an exclusive excerpt from Prince Harry's Foreword to Okavango and the Source of Life, in which he reflects on the region's beauty, history, and urgent needs for preservation. Okay, so there it is here. Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. There are some places on earth that are so vast, beautiful, and alive, they truly open your eyes and mind. The Okavango Delta is one of those places, enigmatic wetland that disappears into the Kalahari Desert and is home to the world's largest remaining elephant population, a wilderness beyond comparison. This paradise has been my second home for more than 25 years, a place to escape and be enveloped by nature's sheer magnificence. Many times I'm saying, I don't know where I get it, but I always feel like whenever Harry finished doing engagement, that's where he goes. I don't know where I get that, but hey, he's saying this is his second home. I must have read it somewhere, I just don't remember where. So there's the confirmation of it again. Back in 1997, in Humbo, Angola, just a few miles from one of the sources of the Okavango, my mother walked through a live minefield being cleared by the Halo Trust, a humanitarian landmine clear charity. That famous walk was a turning point in the fight against these lethal devices. By 1999, the use, production, and transport of anti-personnel landmines had been banned globally. Today, there are more than 80,000 amputees in Angola, a tragic legacy of 27 years of Angolan civil war which ended in 2002. When I first visited the Okavango Delta shortly after my mother's death, the war was still raging around the Okavango's headwaters. Africa's largest tank battle since World War II was fought over a bridge at the confluence of the Creto. Okay, there's a couple things I'm probably not gonna pronounce properly. Just look on the screen, especially these. Okay, Creto and Juanaval rivers, the Okavango's two major tributaries and the eastern Angola highland. This battle left behind one of the world's largest minefields, effectively preventing all safe access. Nearly 20 years later, in 2015, I heard about a National Geographic expedition supported by the Halo Trust that had found a way through the landmine to the undocumented source of the Creto River. I was intrigued. There, the expedition team found a crystal-clear acidic source lake sustained by vast previously undocumented peatland. The intact Miombo woodland surrounding the lakes, seemingly endless, were bigger than the whole of England. This book is the story of the expedition and discoveries that follows. Over the coming years, a team of 57 scientists and local guides explored all the major rivers and tributaries of the Okavango Delta, traversing this vast landscape and dug out canoes, on motorbikes, on foot, and an armored vehicle. They discovered hundreds of new species and documented 29 source lakes and what the local Luchazi people call Lasima Lia Moto Koke. That's the word here. The source of life, where the flood waters of the Okavango Delta come from. Very interesting. I mean, Harry knows a lot. As wildfires rage and hurricanes tear apart entire peninsula, we're faced with a harsh reality, a climate crisis, and a mass extinction that can no longer be ignored. Appreciating, preserving, and protecting this last wild ecosystem is essential to our collective survival. The best way for us to understand where we came from and where we need to get to is by visiting places like the Okavango Delta, my source of life. All right, so there's that. I'll leave the link in the description. I'll take some screenshot of this spot and put it for you guys on my community board. Okay, so back to Twitter. Harry knows a lot. That other brother, Africa's Mine, I don't even think he knows all of this stuff. Oh my goodness. So that's that. The new book written by Steve. Okay, I read this already. Any comments? No. So let's go to the next tweet. Okay, I'll share that what I just read on my community board after I finish record. Next tweet. Okay. A lot of people repeating the same thing. This NatGeo book will be out on the 3rd March 2026. Authored by Steve Boy, foreword by PHarry. It was very easy to pre-order. We'll make a lovely coffee table edition. Alright, so there's that, and that's the thing I went to. Okay, so there's some comment here. PHarry has spent, okay, they're pretty much repeating the same thing. Okay, so let me read some of the comments. I've had the privilege of visiting the Okavango Delta, and it really is the most amazing place. I'm glad Harry's contribution will increase the publicity for this book. It will make a great gift, and I think that's why he had that forward in the book, because he knows about it. I told you, he's been talking about it, and he was trying to stop a company. Well, not stop the company, but to give his support for the wildlife, give a perspective. Whoever was gonna give the permit for that company in Canada to go and drill. So he was giving his perspective about that. All right. So I read that, right? It will make a great gift. The Sussexes have really hit the ground running for 2026. There has been a few quieter projects that have been announced already, no leaks. Wishing them all the success. And that thing on People magazine where they said Archie have been over there, so they kept that private. Okay, I read that. Wishing them all success. The royal family are lucky to have him. Well, they rejected him. Alright, PHarry always make calculated and useful decisions to highlight a good cause and the work of others. It's a great initiative on his part. Harry works hard. He, the real knight, deserves the title. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. And I think this is the last thing that I have about Harry talking about the Okavango. And everything else is just retweet. PHarry writes forward for National Geographic new book, Okavango, The Source of Life. This paradise has been my second home for more than 25 years, a place to escape and be enveloped by nature's sheer magnificence, PHarry. Okay, so there's no comment. Pretty much everything else is, well, this is for as ever. And I think that's what I'll be covering next. Okay, so I am 26 minutes. I'm probably gonna stop here, and the next tweet is on my next video will be this regarding as ever the bookmark. Okay, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Well, I'm not gonna put this video here. Maybe I should on PYTE. Maybe I should, but since the beginning of this video I talk about the politics, so I'll leave it on APTS Team Sussex. Okay, so I'll put it here. So that's it. Thank you for watching.
Kanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.